the Alberta government is expected to come up with range plans and recovery strategies for the province's threatened caribou herds before the new year. On Tuesday, two groups who advocate for wildlife protection held a rally outside the legislature to push for a robust plan of action on the matter. "They're definitely on the path to extinction," said Carolyn Campbell, a conservation specialist with the Alberta Wilderness Association, AWA, which organized the rally along with the Canadian Parks and Wilderness Society, CPAWS. Caribou populations are declining in Alberta by about 50% every 8 years. Albertans are coming together today to show their support for wild caribou and to ask the government to protect the places the forests and wetlands caribou need to survive. A woodland caribou bull is shown in an undated handout photo. Campbell said in addition to the rally, her group presented Liberal MLA David Swan with hundreds of postcards from Albertans who have expressed concern about the caribou population with the expectation he'll deliver them to the Premier's office. Pleased to stand with at AB Wilderness and at CPAWS at their rally to call for number of action on protecting caribou habitat, Swan later tweeted, with a photo of him attending the rally. Pleased to stand with at AB Wilderness and at CPAWS at their rally to call for number of action on protecting caribou habitat number ablibpic.twitter.com/PY8TW0VKHC. Drive David Swan, at David Swan, November 28, 2017. Alberta's NDP government has promised to work together with the energy sector to try and reverse the decline of the caribou population. Rachel Notley's government has said over the next several years, it plans to try to restore 10,000 linear kilometers of land that was previously cleared for seismic lines within the Little Smoky and Alapache caribou ranges. Read more. Alberta's caribou recovery plan draws criticism from environmentalists. Under the Federal Species at Risk Act, the Alberta government needs to come up with range plans and recovery strategies for caribou herds this fall, which the federal Liberal government will then either adopt or reject. Boreal woodland caribou are considered to be threatened across Canada. Watch below. On October 22, 2015, Global News spoke with a representative from Boreal Manitoba about the Manitoba government's strategy to prevent woodland caribou populations from local extinction. Campbell said for decades, Alberta politicians did little to address the problem, and while the NDP's promises are a good first step, more is needed. They've also paused some energy activity, but a lot more is needed, she said. We need energy and forestry to respect the limits for sensitive caribou and other endangered species, and we also need to have lots of jobs created for restoring our forests. Ray Hiltz is the executive director of the Alberta Forestry Alliance, AFA, which calls itself a grassroots organization that represents thousands of jobs in the forestry sector. On Tuesday, Hiltz told Global News while he agrees protecting caribou is important, the message being delivered by the AWA and CPAWS is polarizing. When you look at AWA's recommendations, they want protected areas and ceasing of all activity, he said, adding the notion that forestry workers could be employed in wind and solar energy generation projects is a completely ridiculous solution, economically.